Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion, located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street, in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com. It's everything you never needed to know. This is Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Do any of you out there know what the Dumont television network was?
Do pineapples make you more attractive? Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm a pineapple. No, I'm Roy. And this week, we scoured the internet to find out this totally useless information just for you.
Plus, we'll answer your question in the mailbag segment. This week, we'll talk about saving your pizza. And in the news, he's got a face for jail.
Totally useless information. It's everything you never needed to know.
Let me guess, it's Florida.
Nope.
No, okay.
This
Okay,
is Totally
then it's all right.
Useless Television Information with Nick and Roy, the two guys that put the boob in boob tube.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome back
I've
to the
always
show.
considered myself a leg man.
Yes. No, I think people should consider you an ass man because people say to you all the time, you're an ass man. Hey, thanks for joining us. 80 plus countries around the world. Thank you very much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. We're really excited because we have more new topics. Thanks to your suggestions. You send us all kinds of emails. We're really, really thrilled and honored that you listen to us week after week. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right, I'm going to start this off. TV section.
Yep.
So I was thinking TV, right?
Yeah.
What's the first ever commercially sold TV? When? And what was the name of the company? Like, was it RCA? Was it, what was the name of the TV company? So the first commercially sold TV was in 1929.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sold by the Baird, B-A-I-R-D,
Shakespeare?
the Baird Television Company.
So that was it. So what was the name of the company? That's
Yeah,
it.
1929, the Baird TV Company. No longer in business, of course. They went out of business right away.
The longest...
Nobody was buying a TV,
No,
probably.
they weren't because they didn't know what it was. But speaking of the longest, okay, how about this? The longest running TV show ever is a Japanese children's program called Sazae-san, which premiered in 1969, and it's still going. There are thousands of episodes of this program. So imagine if you had to binge watch all of them from the very beginning. Episode 1 from 1969, the longest TV show ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Japanese TV show, kids show.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Studies show... Now, I know this is TV, but stick with me. Okay. Studies show that people over the age of 50...
Yeah.
Not us, Nick.
No.
People over the age of 50 dream in black and white. Okay?
Okay.
But people under the age of 25 hardly ever dream in black and white. Because scientists believe that we experienced black and white TVs, and they didn't. So they only see what they see in color naturally. And of course, the TV's in color. Did you ever have a black and white TV?
Yes, we did. We did. One of our first ones.
I had a black and white 13-inch for years in my bedroom. I thought who the hell I was. I had a TV in my bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, same here. Yeah, it was black
and a mirror over my bed, but that's a story for another day.
Well, that's for sex, which is coming up soon on Totally Uses Information with Nick and Roy. The sitcom, the famous sitcom Friends, wasn't originally called Friends. Now, this comes from one of our birthday messages, and we'll talk about that. So someone who ordered a birthday message for us from nickandroy.com and the Nick and Roy store, their loved one was a huge fan of Friends. And so this is one of the facts that we found out about Friends. So I figured, let me bring it to the show, and then we'll explain to the audience later what the birthday messages are all about. But Friends was originally going to be called Insomnia Cafe, Then they said, no, we don't like that. They'll call it Six of One. Then they said, no, we don't like that. We'll call it Friends Like Us. And then they eventually landed on Friends. Could you imagine?
They should have called it Horrible TV.
No, no, come on.
Do you like Friends?
You know what? It was one of those things where at the time, because I watched it when it was actually on TV, it was fun. It was fun to watch because it was something different for the time. But I can't I can't binge watch it now. Like, I'm like, I don't think it
You know, I love Seinfeld.
yeah.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yes.
Big Bang Theory. I mean, I can see the humor in all of those shows, and they're all different types of humor.
Of course.
But Friends, it was just that condescending humor that almost like we were invading their space type of thing. I really, that's one show I could never get into. And every time, like, I'll walk in the room if my wife has it on, I'm like, oh, no.
No.
More Friends.
Tell us, that's all I need, right? Well, tell us what you think. I mean, you have many ways to contact us. Go to nickandroy.com and click on Contact Us. You can email us. If you're listening on the radio, send us a text message at 71010 all across the country of Canada, 71010, and then you can send us your message and tell us what your favorite TV show is.
Yeah, definitely, because there's so many, like Dallas and all those shows that made big splashes. MASH.
Yeah.
What was your favorite TV show? That's cool. We can do a whole thing on that.
Oh, yeah.
It took until 1963 for TV to beat out newspapers as the source of information for people to get their news.
Really?
In 1963, 36% of people watched news on television, while it fell down to 24% getting their news from print newspapers. The rest of the country was just dumb. Just plain dumb, Nick.
Uninformed. That's what they were. You know what really would really be interesting is that if you watched the news on TV and they were reading a newspaper on TV, delivering the news.
I was wondering when I was reading this information and looking into it.
Yes.
I was wondering if it had to do, being that it was 1963, if it had to do with the assassination of John F. Kennedy, because again, that really launched news broadcasting into a new realm, So
yeah, exactly.
I think that might have helped it along. How sick is that? But it might have helped TV news broadcasting.
It is. So I don't know. So you talked about different TV shows that you binge watch. Did you ever binge watch Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Did you?
Oh, I loved it. It was great, and I really loved
me too.
the theme song, the catchy theme song at the very beginning. It's very distinctive, right? Very quite orchestral, right? Lots of strings and it's wonderful, right? That theme song was catchy, but it was banned from being played in the actor Kit Harington's house. Kit Harington's wife, Rose Leslie, apparently couldn't stand hearing it over and over again, and so she forbid him is it forbid or forbade? She didn't allow him to play that theme song in their house.
Either way, he didn't hear it.
No,
she forbid or forbade it.
That's right. I never knew how to say that word, so maybe I'm going to look it up and find out.
Game of Thrones was a good one.
It was a
I
great
have to
one.
say that
Classic.
got my attention.
Yep, it was awesome.
Although Squid Games, the original Squid Games, was pretty catchy. I don't know if you ever saw it, but
no, I didn't get into that, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll try.
Very violent, Nick.
Yeah.
Very violent.
Okay.
At one point I was like, if I want this type of violence, I'll just talk to my wife.
Oh, wow. Yeah, then she'll ban you from the house.
But she forbade me to even do that.
That's right. Boy, the last time my wife forbade me, I needed a doctor.
Yeah, the last time my wife forbade me, I couldn't get the bubbles out of my hair.
Did you use No More Tears shampoo or something? So
That's a bubble bade.
it is. It's a bubble bade.
All right, listen, guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows that we binged watched forever,
Yeah.
Nick and I loved The Honeymooners.
Oh, yeah.
That's a show, right?
Yeah, it is. It was. It's
The Honeymooners was great. Anybody that hasn't seen The Honeymooners, go on YouTube, listen up, go binge watch our show, binge listen to our show, and then go watch The Honeymooners. You'll be happy you did it. But anyway, let me get to my fact. So
Yeah.
this kind of ties in. But NBC,
Mhm.
this is also my tease.
Okay.
NBC, ABC, and CBS are known as the Big Three.
Right.
They are mainstream media as we know it in the world.
Right.
Okay. All of them exist today, but there was actually the Big Four when
Was it-
television first became a superpower.
Was it
It
Fox?
was the Big Four.
Was it Fox?
Nope. Although I've been called that.
Right. Yeah. No, they called you Foxy.
NBC. That was first
Okay.
and the largest at the time.
Right.
The second largest was a company called Dumont Television. Third was ABC and fourth was CBS, where it is till this day.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dumont. So that was like a television network.
Dumont was there was ABC and Dumont were the first two networks.
Wow.
Really. And so Dumont, of course, 1942 to 1956, they operated. And it was actually second to NBC for those years. They then subsequently go out of business and get gobbled up. They are responsible for doing one major thing for television. They launched the first TV sitcom, and it was called The Honeymooners.
Wow. I didn't know that, and I'm a huge Honeymooners
You didn't
fan.
know that, right?
No, wow.
I knew you'd love that.
Listen, laugh, and learn here on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. You see, this is why we love doing this show. I mean, we obviously gather information, like we say. We scour the internet for you, the audience, but we also do it to each other. That sounds interesting. But because what Roy and I is, we
Speak for yourself.
exactly. He forbade me. So we pick the
Nick
topics.
does it to himself.
That's right. You go forbade yourself.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. Totally useless information with Nick and Roy continues. Listen, laugh, and learn.
The Simpsons, one of the longest running television shows. I'm sorry, maybe you'll turn this program off when you hear what I'm about to say. I was never into The Simpsons. Have you ever?
Oh, don't even say it.
Oh, okay.
You
Well, this-
didn't like The Simpsons?
So this is the last episode of Totally Useless Information. No, you know what? I think I enjoy it more as clips on.
Oh.
I understand it. I think some of it is funny, but I just never got into it where I want to binge watch it. Where I can't quote lines from The Simpsons like some people can. I can definitely recite lines from The Honeymooners as an example, but not The Simpsons. I'm sorry. That's just okay. All right,
Donut.
Okay. So those of you who are offended, I deeply, sincerely apologize, and welcome back to the show. Okay, but anyway, The Simpsons. They predicted the future in all the years they've been on television. They predicted smartwatches. They predicted video calls, which we're doing. As a matter of fact, Roy and I are on a Zoom call right now. They even predicted Disney buying 20th Century Fox. So something about their writers, and maybe it was wishful thinking and that it came true, but The Simpsons did this a lot, and they were quite accurate in predicting the future.
Yeah, of course.
Interesting.
That was Marge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell you the truth, I thought it was a very funny show. I mean, to me, it was not as funny. It was mainstream funny,
Right.
and it was the first cartoon that adults could watch and not feel like they were idiots.
Right.
But of course, South Park to me will go down even today. South Park is just
If memory
so
serves,
cutting edge.
it was. If memory serves, I think The Simpsons was part of the Tracy Ullman show. I think it was like a short.
It was a small skit. Yeah, called The Simpsons. Yeah,
on the Tracy Ullman show, and then
Yeah.
it caught on.
I forget the guy that did it. He used to have his face in or his hands in it at the start of it. If you go back and look at them, you'll
check it out.
see that. But South Park is just the planetarium.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Thank you for joining us. As we mentioned earlier, yes, we have birthday messages that you can order for your loved one. Now, recently we got an order from someone who actually went down to hear Roy sing. And her birthday's coming up on a milestone birthday, and so she ordered a birthday. She was telling me that she met Roy.
Yeah, shout out to Dean and Laurie.
And so they anyway they ordered the birthday message, and this is what we do. We produce a unique and personalized, totally useless information show about the day that they were born. So go to nickandroy.com and click on the Nick and Roy store.
Yeah, Dean and Laurie came to see me. I was performing in Bonita Springs, and they came over and they were like, "Oh, we love your podcast."
Yeah.
And oh, it's so funny. And we binge watched almost every episode. And well, I want to do a birthday message for my brother. And the next day she sent in all the information and
that's
everything.
great. So if you want to order your birthday message, which is what we're talking about, go to nickandroy.com, and click on the Nick and Roy store.
Hey, oh, you, where's your hard hat? Fasten your tool belts. This is Totally Useless Construction Info with Foreman Nick and Roy. Come on, let's go!
Is it just me, or can I picture her in an orange vest? You?
I could. I figure that you've pictured her in less than that, Nick.
That's the voice. That's who we affectionately call the voice
You
lady.
deserve a smack from her. I'll tell you the
big
truth.
time. The next time I see her, I think so. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this, but concrete can self-heal.
What?
Well, kind of. Scientists have developed some concrete that contains bacteria that activates when cracks appear, filling them in over time. So if you imagine a sidewalk with with little cracks and stuff, they will have built-in regenerative powers. So self-healing concrete is what they're developing right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, this has I have something that I'm going to skip to because it's very similar to what you're talking about.
Okay.
There is a bridge in Lima, Peru,
Yes.
called Puente de Pedra. Puente de Pedra, which means bridge of stone.
Okay.
It was built by Juan del Corral to improve the consistency of the mortar. Juan collected, get ready for this, Juan collected eggs from the local seabirds. Every day they went out and collected the eggs from the local seabirds,
Yeah.
and they added the egg whites to the concrete. It was built in 1608. The bridge stands today perfectly as it did in 1608. It does not crack. The concrete is some of the best concrete work ever. It's built from existing stones from the area, but also the concrete mortar that he used was so strong because they believe he mixed the sea bird's egg, the egg whites.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So you
A
can
lot of yolk on their faces.
It
I'll tell
is.
you
Well,
that.
you can have you can build
and that's no yolk.
No. Yeah, of course. You can have that. You can have your building over easy.
Yeah, that's it.
The world's
You
longest.
go over the bridge, you get an egg sandwich.
That's right.
There are no more seabirds around there.
No, there aren't any poor birds. The world's longest construction project. Okay, how long do you think it took for the world's longest construction project? How many years do you figure?
Did it start in 1882?
It was completed in 1880.
Oh, go on.
It was completed in 1880. What, do you have a similar fact? Is that why you're asking?
Something, yes.
Okay.
Something, but go ahead.
Well, this project, which was the Cologne Cathedral in Germany.
Cool.
In Germany.
Deutschland.
It started in 1248. It took them only 632 years to complete.
Wow.
632 years. So you talk about something that's slightly delayed, I think that takes it to another level. 632 years.
Could you imagine the guy standing outside with the orange vest on saying, "Come back next week"?
You know what? The
And
construction
bring the papers.
or the guy who's holding the construction sign, or the construction woman who's holding the construction sign, it says stop and slow, stop and slow. I think they were stuck on stop for the longest time.
Stop, yeah.
Stop. Wow.
You will come back and see the cathedral.
In 1880. So what's your fact that you thought was similar to mine? So what is your fact about 1882?
The Sagrada Familia.
Right.
Do you know what that is?
Sagrada Familia to you too. Is that a greeting?
No, Sagrada Familia is a church. It's a cathedral in Barcelona, Spain. I've seen it. I've been there.
Okay.
It was built by a guy named Gaudi. Gaudi was this architect. He's famous for his buildings because his buildings are so distinctive. I mean, he's like Frank Lloyd Wright's buildings are distinctive, and certain other architects, Guggenheim and things like that. But this guy Gaudi, he designed street lights till this day that are there in Barcelona, and you look at them and you're like, are you kidding me? This guy put this much work into a street light, you know?
Yeah.
The Sagrada Familia Cathedral Church in Barcelona was started in 1882. The plans were so in depth for what if you see it, folks, again, just go on the internet, type up images of Sagrada Familia Barcelona.
Yeah.
You're just not even going to believe it. Everywhere you look is something to see on this building.
Yeah.
There's fruit and there's crowns and there's peaks and it's amazing. Parts of it look like it's dripping. It's nuts. It started in 1882 till this day. Construction still goes on every day. But guess what? From the original plans.
No, really?
Yes, right from Gaudi's plans, because they never finished it yet. They just keep working on it.
Wow.
Soon they'll beat out that other place in Germany.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe they were descendants from the construction crew at the Cologne Cathedral in Germany.
Yeah, they probably gave them like, we only work on Mondays.
That's right.
On the third Monday of every month.
Yeah, starting with Y.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information. To access the full library of episodes, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com.
Here comes the groom. Is there an upcoming wedding on your calendar? Hi, Nick and Roy for Tom's Place. If you're the lucky groom, Tom is your best man and ready to make you and your wedding party look stunning on your big day.
Whether it's formal or casual, destination celebration, traditional or contemporary, they literally have you covered in clothes with their tailored suits and classic tuxedos, complete with all the accessories to help you shine in the spotlight.
Why rent when it's so affordable to buy an outfit that will serve you well for years? For the father of the bride or groom or a special guest needing elegant attire, Tom's Wedding Specialist help you save more and dress better. Discover more, including Canadian-made brands.
Make sure you enter the wonderful wedding contest at toms-place.com. That's toms-place.com to win a $500 credit for your wedding party.
Tom's Place, 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of a Kensington Market in Toronto. Tom's Place will suit you.
We're back with totally useless information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
We talked earlier about how there's some self-healing. Scientists are working on a self-healing concrete. Builders once tried to use this in cement mixtures. What is it? They tried using potatoes. And this is why. Because potatoes release starch, which apparently helps make the mixture, the cement mixture, stronger. Right. It makes it stronger. But unfortunately, it didn't catch on. So I know that when I said the word potato, I could see you salivating. You were like thinking of French fry infused skyscrapers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like we wouldn't have called it like a dome. We'd call it the Big Spud.
Right. Yeah. So unfortunately, because it didn't catch on, the project sputtered. Yeah.
It's sputtered.
Right. There you go. Yeah. I've got my eye
I'm
on
going to
you.
move on to mine.
Okay. Sure.
Nick, you've been to Italy a lot.
Yes.
Been to Rome.
Yes.
Seen the Pantheon.
Yes.
Me too. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
great.
cool.
Yeah.
It was built in 126 A.D. Nick was there
Yeah,
for the inauguration.
I took pictures. Yeah.
There's still a dent on the side of the building where he whacked it with a bottle of champagne.
I christened the. Ah, man! I just ruined another bottle of champagne.
But anyway, it was built in 126 AD, the Pantheon.
Yeah.
To this day,
Yeah.
it's still, speaking of concrete, the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world.
Wow.
There's no reinforcement. It's built from just layers of concrete.
Imagine that. Wow.
That's hard to even think of, that it's still there today. Now, there's the healing properties of concrete.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're I forget now. Are you a beer drinker? Do you ever drink beer?
I forbade you to drink beer.
That's right. So how
No,
about?
I don't like beer. I don't. Well, I do. I like dark beers from
Okay.
time to time.
All right. The reason I'm bringing up beer as we're doing construction on Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is that apparently a single brick can absorb a pint of beer before completely breaking down.
And who figured this out? Some Irish workers? No offense, guys.
No,
I
no.
love you guys.
You know, duck, because there's a brick coming through your window right now. So that means theoretically you could have a beer-filled brick wall. But I don't think it's exactly what they mean by, like, you can store your drinks on your wall or whatever, so don't do
Well,
that.
you know, you leave a straw in the mortar, and there you go. Boom.
That's it.
You tap it.
That's
Just
right.
stick a tap in the wall.
Yes, I call my construction project the keg. A keg.
Wow.
Yeah, so a single brick can absorb a pint of beer.
That's a lot of liquid.
It is. Probably because bricks have holes. They're quite porous, right? Because when they make a brick like they have,
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We have driveways down here that are all made out of a bricks type substance.
yeah,
Pavers, they call it, but it's a brick substance, and
Yeah.
it soaks the water right up. You know.
yeah. There you go.
Wow. When we think of cathedrals, Nick,
Yes.
and domes, I tend to think of your head. No.
I was thinking of St. Patrick's
when we think
Cathedral in New York, right? Yeah, thank you.
When we think of cathedrals, normally where would you think of when you think cathedrals?
New York, the
Really?
the famous St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City.
Oh, wow.
Not
And
for
you've
the-
been to Rome. Wow.
Yeah.
I would think Italy. Yeah, Italy is just
Oh, yeah.
everywhere you turn is a cathedral.
That's
You
true.
know?
Okay,
There's a church on every corner, just about.
there is.
You know, but okay. So like the Vatican too. I mean, think about that. That's insane. That's the ultimate cathedral.
It
But
is.
did you know that the largest cathedral in the world was built in 537 A.D.? Okay, the Romans had something to do with the building of it, but it wasn't built in Italy at all. In fact, it was built in Istanbul,
Really?
and it
Oh.
remains there. The largest, it was the largest for thousands of years. Okay, until I guess like the Vatican and things like that.
Wow.
So for thousands of years, it was the largest cathedral ever built. Crazy,
It
right?
is. Listen, laugh, and learn. That's why you listen to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Thank you very much. As we mentioned, many ways that you can get in touch with us. You go to our website, nickandroy.com, and click on Contact Us, and we'll reveal a couple of mailbag items for this week. You can also, if you're listening on the radio, just send us a message at 71010 across all of Canada. Also, if you go to our website, nickandroy.com, right on the front page, you can leave us a message. You click on the icon there, and then you have like about a minute or so where you can leave us a message. So you go there. And also, another reason why to visit nickandroy.com is you can also sign up for our newsletter, our monthly VIP newsletter, which more and more people are really enjoying because it's something that is slightly like the show, but it's interesting articles. So we have a growing audience, so you can be part of it too. So you can become...
Great.
And I will promise you this: we do not sell your email addresses. Check it out for yourself. nickandroy.com.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Wow, wow.
Chicka bow wow.
Oh, yeah. All about sex.
Yeah.
Do
It's
you
all
remember?
about sex, Nick.
It is. It is. So before we
Yeah.
tell them about sex, hang on. Hold on to your pants.
The following segment of the Totally Useless Information podcast may be too sultry and too sexy for some listeners.
I remember when we recorded that intro, we were in your kitchen,
Yeah.
and we just said, let's just.
Which sounds even worse.
Yeah,
Because I had a spatula in my hand.
That's right. And I still
Bow,
have.
chicka, bow, wow.
Yeah, and I still have the spatula marks on my leg. I don't know how it got there, but anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you can't blame me. If I can get a good whack in there, I'm going to do it.
So let me ask you this: so you've been married?
And by the way, you said keep your hands on your pants. That's what I wear a belt for.
That's right, exactly. Okay. So speaking of your hands, now you've been married 40 plus years, and I'm married 24 plus years, or coming up in 24 years. Do you hold hands with your spouse a lot? Do you hold hands?
I hold hands all the time. With
Okay.
her.
Well, it's a good thing that you do. For some, not in our case, for some, I heard one guy say, I hold on to my wife's hand when we go through the mall because if I let go, she shops. So maybe that's a different,
Yeah.
but this is a different reason why. Holding hands can help reduce stress.
Produce or reduce?
Reduce stress. No,
I think
not
you said produce.
it was
a bit of a Freudian slip there,
It is.
isn't it?
Yeah, after so many
He's
years,
not a very good hand holder, is he?
holding hands can produce stress. Leave me alone. No. It helps reduce stress. So unless it's with someone that has clammy hands, but then it might be the opposite. Maybe
That's
it'll be
true too. But hey, less lubricant.
100%. Wow. We're on the sex section after all.
The first birth control pill was released into production in 1960.
Oh, okay.
Now, I didn't expect that. I thought it was later. I thought it was like 70s, but it was actually 1960. But what a different world we lived in then. At the time, you had to be married, a married person, and show that you were legally married to get a birth control pill.
Really?
It's
Wow.
not until 10 years later in 1970 that an unmarried woman was able to get birth control pills.
Wow.
And then came the Bee Gees.
No. Wow. Here's something really interesting, and we're talking about long-term relationships, and we're talking about holding hands can help reduce stress. In long-term relationships, they're doing some research where they're finding that people's heartbeats can synchronize when they're sitting near each other.
Well, I think long-term relationships could reduce erections.
No. Jeez. Man, I wouldn't want to be your wife. So Emilio Ferrer, a psychology professor, conducted a series of studies on couples in romantic relationships. They found that couples connected to monitors measuring heart rates and respiration, their heart rates were in sync, and they breathe in and out at the same levels. Because of the
Yeah.
length of the relationship, according to this research,
Yeah. That's why if you ever get locked in an elevator or whatever, you just literally smother the person you're with.
Right.
Because if you're breathing the same way, you're going to use up all the air.
That's right. Man, I wouldn't want to be your wife or stuck in an elevator.
It's a
with
little
you.
harsh,
Oh,
Nick. It's a
just-
little harsh, but
just-
survival is that way.
That's
you know?
right. Survival of the fittest.
All right, I'm about to put an end to the myth.
Okay.
For years, for many, many hundreds of years, women were checked for their virginity.
Okay.
There was a phrase called popping one's cherry,
Okay.
okay, which meant that the hymen, which was a piece of skin that covered the inside of the vaginal area,
Okay.
okay, so it was a piece of skin that covered the inside of the vaginal area.
Right.
That's only so you can actually edit it in. Ready? 3, 2. So the hymen is a piece of skin
Right.
that covers the inside of the vaginal area.
Mm-hmm.
And for years, it was thought that if that piece of skin was intact, and even if it is intact, then that means that nothing had entered the vaginal canal.
Right.
But it's not necessarily sex that would tear that skin called the hymen. It could be a number of things, including heavy physical activity, which I like to call sex. No, but heavy physical activities can sometimes rupture the hymen. So I'm putting an end to that myth. There is no such thing as the phrase popping someone's cherry.
Oh, wow.
Nick and Roy will continue with totally useless information.
Hi, Nick and Roy for Tom's Place, your destination for suits and menswear and the wonderful wedding contest where you can win $500 towards your wedding party.
And today, instead of Tom's fantastic deals, we want to highlight his neighbor, Kensington Health. They are a not-for-profit community care leader that provides specialized services, including hospice and palliative care.
Join their hike on Sunday, May the 4th, and support compassionate, expert care right in our backyard. Tom's Place is supporting this important event.
So join us because every step counts. Register at kensingtonhealth.org/hike. That's kensingtonhealth.org/hike.
On behalf of Tom's Place, thanks for your support.
You're listening to Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. Listen, laugh, and learn.
Very important, Nick.
Yes.
Arousal non-concordance.
Okay. So what is it? So what? Hold on.
It takes 10 to 12 minutes for a woman to get physically aroused. 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have that down. But that doesn't mean that she is mentally aroused.
Oh.
This disparity is known as arousal non-concordance.
All right. I know you're waiting. You're waiting. How do pineapples make you more attractive? And no, wearing it on top of your head does not work. I tried. Studies suggest that eating pineapple can improve how people perceive your scent. Though if you're relying,
maybe the bromelain.
if you want to win someone's heart just by, basically
Get him a couch
Yeah.
instead of a pineapple.
That's right. Thank you for joining us. We've told you the many reasons why you could visit our website, nickandroy.com, but one of the main reasons why you can leave us an email.
What's in the mailbag? What's in the mail?
Hey, Frank from Victoria, BC says, hey, Nick and Roy, we listen to your show every week on our favorite radio station, CFAX in Victoria. Yes, high five and a big shout out to CFAX Radio. They're part of the iHeartRadio Talk Network, coast to coast in Canada. So Frank says, we love your banter. Here is my question, Frank asks. We ordered pizza the other day. When we opened the box, when I read this, I'm like, uh-oh, what did they find? We noticed a little plastic table in the middle of the pizza. Where did the little table, the plastic table, come from? Well, Frank, I'm sure everyone who's ordered a pizza remembers that they recall that they have this plastic little table, looks like a little table with four prongs, four legs, sitting in the middle of the pizza. It's called a pizza saver, also known as a pizza box tent.
Mm-hmm.
And basically,
the little table.
That's right. Table for two. The little pizza box tent was invented by Carmela Vitale of Dix Hills, New York. She filed for a patent for the device in February of 1983, and it was officially issued in February of 1985, a couple of years later. So it's only 1985, so not too long ago. The small plastic tripod was designed to prevent the pizza box lid from sagging and sticking to the cheese, which ensures, of course, a perfect pizza upon delivery.
And it works. I saw this one, Margarita from Brazil. And
Okay.
she says, and I quote, Brazil loves Nick and Roy.
Yay, hooray. Smooth, real smooth.
So she says, I listened to your show at work. Myself and the co-workers put it on at the lunch table. So they listen to the show in a group while they have lunch.
Okay, nice.
She says, we really enjoy your information and we laugh at all of your jokes. I have never been to Canada, but I have been to Florida, Orlando, Disney. So basically, Brazil loves Nick, Roy, and Mickey Mouse.
Today on the show, we talked about TV and we talked about sex and we talked about construction. It's time for the news.
And now, from around the corner and around the world, this is TUI News.
Police in Toronto. This is not a Florida story.
Yay!
There you go.
Finally, there's some lunatics in Canada.
Well, a second one anyway. So, Toronto police have charged a 54-year-old man in connection with a late summer break-and-enterer, where he allegedly.
Why were you doing that, Nick?
No, it wasn't me. In August, officers were called to an establishment for a break-and-enter. Police alleged that a man had entered the commercial establishment in the area and ate some food items, leaving behind some scraps. But not only that, the man allegedly took a photocopy of his face and left it in the photocopier.
Wait, so did he also drink some libations, I would assume?
We're
while
not
he was
sure
there?
because it doesn't say what the business
Well,
establishment
who the
was.
hell photocopies their face for the authorities?
And leaves it on the
Except for some, but then again, Canadians apologize for everything.
That's right.
It's like, I'm so sorry. Let me photocopy my face so the police.
Well, I'm glad he photocopied his face and nothing else. I mean, we've heard stories of people
Well,
photocopying.
in Florida, we would have photocopied the derriere.
You're right.
with a certain finger up in the air for the next photocopy. We call that the moon and the bird.
That's right, yes. And interestingly, a pineapple in the corner. Anyway, so the man, so in a press release, the police say that the gentleman has been charged with breaking and entering and failing to comply with probation. Not prohibition.
Oh, so this
but
guy
probation.
was out. He was out of the booby hatch to begin with,
So to
Was
speak.
this a restaurant, Nick? Do you know? Or
It doesn't
was
say. All
grocery store.
all police are saying is that it was a commercial establishment. Now, were the food items like you suggested? Maybe it was a restaurant, maybe it was some sort of cafe, or maybe it was just food that was left behind in this. I don't know. It
You never
doesn't-
know. I mean, had he ate raw chicken, he might have left something more than the photocopy.
Right. Exactly. So apparently his name, do they have a name here? Lamb was arrested. Oh, Gary
His name is
Samuel.
Lamb?
You know what? His name was Gary Samuel Lamb. Now on this show,
Gary Samuel Lamb.
he has three names. I usually
He was on the lamb,
He was.
apparently,
He was. That's right.
before he ate some beef.
That's right. He did. So
He
Gary
doesn't like lamb, Nick.
He doesn't. So on the show, like for the past few years when we've done the show, we said whenever someone had three names, they're usually pretty smart or pretty interesting. Not this
Not
guy.
this guy.
No. Gary
Not
Samuel
this
Lamb. You know, he sheepishly,
Sheepishly.
that's right, broke into the commercial establishment. Police arrested him, and he was scheduled to appear in court late August. So this is when it happened. And they say that the 54-year-old had been identified due to tips and information provided by the community. Of course.
From a woman named Mary. Mary had a little
lamb she did. Which, by the way, as you listened, laughed, and learned on this show, Totally Uses Information with Nick and Roy, you would remember, with Nick and Roy, you'd remember that there really was a Mary in the nursery rhyme. Mary had a little lamb. So maybe
She did
was.
not live in Toronto.
No,
and,
she didn't.
And harbor felons.
No, I don't think so. Because the nursery rhyme would be something totally different. So yeah,
So this guy breaks into a commercial food establishment.
it says a commercial establishment. We have yet to determine if it was a food establishment. But was
and
it-
he eats.
and he ate something and left behind some scraps. So he left some DNA behind, obviously. And
Right.
he also left a photocopy picture of his face. Anyway, that's all the time.
Could you imagine they put the photocopy? Oh, that's Gary Samuel Lamb.
That's all the time we have for this episode of Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy. We will scour the internet. We promise you that. We'll scour the internet far and wide to find more totally useless information just for you.
Until then, do what Margarita does in Brazil. Gather the family, gather the friends around a table and play our show. You will laugh. You will learn. And if you go to nickandroy.com, you'll see some other cool stuff.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Roy.
Yes, thank you very much for listening.
Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy is recorded and produced in Canada. For more totally useless information, visit nickandroy.com. That's nickandroy.com. Totally Useless Information with Nick and Roy has been brought to you in part by Tom's Place, the finest in men's fashion. Located in Toronto at 190 Baldwin Street in the heart of Kensington Market. Or visit toms-place.com.